Real talk. If spending time together as a couple was everything and actually meant something, you'd be thriving by now. The reality is, it's not enough. Today, we're going to unpack why having good habits without intention completely falls flat and leaving you short. And if you stick around by the end of the episode, we're going to give you 3 things you can do today to have more intention and more connection in your next date night. It's another wonderful week here at the Home to Haven podcast. It's a podcast to help faith-filled conversation. You've reached your home. You found your home for faith-filled content that will help you communicate in your relationship. So welcome. Hello. We are the Turners, and we're so happy you're here. If you're watching on the YouTube platform, hello. And if you're listening to any one of the audio platforms, thank you so much for clicking and downloading and tuning in. We're excited. You have a great topic today. And if you get anything from the episode of value, all we ask, hit the thumbs up and subscribe, or give us a review on the audio platform. It will help push this to more people just like you.
That's right. Show us some love. Spread
the
news.
Some cheer. Not holiday cheer. It isn't holidays, but spread some cheer.
Absolutely. Let us know what you're thinking. We love to hear from our listeners as well.
Yeah. So you can respond and interact. It's a two-way conversation, though you're not here in the physical. You are there listening. So feel free to chime in, chat in, comment. We will respond. I have a question or a topic you want us to talk about or discuss. Send us a hi at oakhavencompany.com or just put it in the comments. Yeah. We'll see it and we'll add it to the agenda.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
You're excited?
Bring it on.
What are you excited about?
Well, it's almost the end of the school year.
Yep.
And we have summer. We have some fun stuff planned. We won't give it away quite yet, but
5th graders
getting excited for some fun stuff.
4th quarter.
And 4th quarter. It's almost over.
Grade. It's insane.
It's almost over.
It really is. It's not cliche, but it goes by fast.
It does. I feel like it. People
have
been
saying
saying
was fast.
Every year as you get older, it feels faster.
Okay.
And I don't know if people say that's because you yourself are older. Like as you age, the time goes by faster. I'm not sure, but I will say it does seem to go by very, very quickly.
It's going by extremely quickly.
Yeah.
Last year at elementary school. I don't want to talk about it right now.
I know. We're almost middle school parents. So if you have some tips for us.
Yeah, we would love to
middle school years.
Get some coaching on middle schoolers.
All the changes they go through.
All the changes.
Yes, middle school.
Here we go.
We'll prep.
Step it up. We got some time. Here we go. All right. So today we want to talk about how that if you just spent time together.
Right.
Why that alone isn't enough for a great relationship.
It's not all you need.
It's not all you need. What do you need, Jen?
So we need a little bit more than just time.
Quality time.
We need quality time, right? We need some time with intention.
Right.
We talk about intention a lot.
Right.
So what's the purpose? What's the meaning behind the time that you're spending together? And, sometimes we can get into like a pattern of, hey, let's just go hang out. Watch a show, and we count that as our time together. And whereas that can be super fun, I know there are shows that we really enjoy to watch together specifically. There is a little bit.
What do you count that as us spending time together? Or are you like, we haven't spent any time together, baby? I'm like, we've watched like 3 hours of TV last night.
Well, I count it as spending time together, but it's not the same as.
Does it fill your love language? Because your love language is quality time.
It does a little bit. Okay. But I also need, if that's all we ever did, right?
Okay.
We still make it a point to do a date night every month.
Okay.
We do quarterly getaways. We talk a lot, right? We have intentional times to check in, regroup. So I would think without those, I would feel like it's just kind of, it's still important, but it's not giving me enough. It's not giving me what I need.
All right, let's bring it into reality.
Okay.
Not kind of reality, but let's bring it to like pop culture.
Yeah.
Where here's my hypothesis or preface or social proof is that on Love is Blind, they spend hours together and they're having these conversations. Yet when they emerge, What was the stat you gave me? It was like 60 couples and like
Yeah,
only
there was
10?
like low 60s that had actually gotten engaged.
Okay.
And then I think 10 are still actually married.
Okay.
So there was in between, I think low 20s that actually got to the altar.
Right.
So if you don't know about the show, they get engaged.
Okay.
And then they have like their real life chance to hang out. I'm not sure how long it is, a few
4
weeks.
weeks. Yeah.
4
So
weeks.
basically in 4 weeks time, after they've spent 10 days
10
in
days.
these pods with a divider, they can't see each other. All they have is conversation.
Yes.
So the premise is, can they fall in love?
Sight unseen.
Sight unseen, not based on looks, but based on a deep connection. And some of them do.
A lot of them think they do.
A lot of them think they do, and they talk, but we find out, at least you and I come to see, they did not have quality conversations.
Right.
They are on totally different pages. It was like, well, they all discuss about children. Did you just discuss about finance? Like, what were these conversations about?
Yeah.
And it seemed like the ones who actually have a deep connection got to business.
Right. Exactly.
And they had the deep, quality, mature conversations
Absolutely.
that went beyond the surface. And those are the ones who come out and they're like not into the
fluff and
college drama
Right.
fluff thing, but
Right.
they're like, we're married.
right. And like you said, it's the mature conversation. So these
Yeah.
are the deep things that actually matter to a long-term relationship. So there was a couple that didn't agree about kids and they're like, well, let's just, go with it, get
Yeah.
engaged. We can work on each other, right? And see what we can align with. And they honestly, couldn't align on that. And so they didn't make it. But things like that. So they are not having the deep conversations about the topics that really, really matter to a
Yeah, you
relationship.
can spend all the time together, but if you're not,
Yeah.
what is the purpose of us spending time together? Why are we going to dinner? Yeah, we could just be having fun. Okay, wonderful. But sometime throughout the week, sometime throughout the day, or sometime throughout the month, you've got to have and take some time and say, okay, I'm going to ask her this question, or I'm going to make this statement.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to find this out about her. Or when she's talking about her day, you take it a step further. How did that make you feel? Where are you with that? Well, when she said that, what did you think? And kind of go beyond and start peeling back the layers.
Absolutely.
Even if you're 10 years in or 20 years in, that's what makes it fresh. You may think you know everything.
Yeah.
Well, hey, is this still the case? Are you still like this? How was it, and you're being intentful. You're really making it a purpose. The scripture says, I'm talking too much, but the scripture says in Colossians 3, how that whatever you do, do it heartily, or do it with your whole heart.
Yeah.
In other words, have intent or have a purpose behind what you're doing as unto the Lord.
Amen.
And so that when I come to you, I really want to have some type of purpose. There should be times where you have a planned conversation.
Mm-hmm.
We call those devotions, or times where we have a family meeting, or,
Yeah.
okay, on today's agenda, we're going to talk about this. All the kids, everyone together. I want you guys to think about X, Y, Z. And when we come together on Friday night, be prepared to talk about it.
Right.
There won't be any, I don't know. No, we're going to have dialogue together as a family and no devices.
I like that when you said planned intention. So you are actually intending to use your time, right, to grow your relationship, to
Use it
get
to- yeah.
deeper,
Yeah.
to actually walk out that vision that you have for your relationship and for your family. And so it's not just always the surface level. What's for dinner? Where do you want to go on the weekend? What do you want to do? But like you said,
How was school today? It was great. Okay, wonderful.
right. You might be 10 years into your relationship and think you know everything about the person, but life happens, right? Things are happening.
100%.
You're reacting to things in real time. And so you can still learn new things. You can talk about what's going on in each other's lives if they're at work, wherever. And so really what we're getting at is having those deeper intentions for your marriage specifically.
Absolutely. So we wanted to give you today 3 things you can do that will help you move past just spending time, but having quality time together. Remember, if you get anything from these episodes, make sure you like and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. So the first thing is you want to prepare before
Absolutely.
your date night, or prepare before your conversation. First, pray it, plan it, pursue it. So you want to pray
Yeah.
and say, okay, we want to dedicate this time together to you, Lord, and we want to welcome and invite you in. Obviously, you want to set the tone so that we don't get over into miscommunication or tempers flaring. We want to make sure that we have a good, awesome evening, even if it's not directed toward each other. Like if it's toward the waiter or, traffic for that matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's make sure we maintain a wonderful, peaceful, joyful atmosphere. So prepare. Go think about, okay, when we go out to eat tonight, I'm going to ask her something about this or something about that, to drive conversation instead of just kind of like just twiddling thumbs, or instead of talking about what's on the feed, on the scroll.
Right. And so, like you said, actually getting something in your mind so that when you actually get there to dinner, right, you're not just kind of drawing a blank or resorting to, what happened in your day and not ever going deeper. So you're making the intentional, okay, I'm going to bring up this conversation, or I know she's enjoying this, so let me ask her something deeper about it. And then commit to actually making that quality time. So a lot of times we just kind of default to, let's go out to dinner. And then we end up both kind of scrolling on our phones a little
100%.
bit or getting distracted by other things. So make it intentional in that way as well. So commit to either no phones or, making sure that we're just focused on each other and we're not talking about outside stuff. And so make those intentional preparations before your date as well.
All right. I like that. So prepare before your time together.
Yes.
That you're focused on each other. Ask meaningful questions. Ask meaningful conversation to facilitate meaningful conversations. What's the second one we could?
Yeah, that's
we could
the
do?
second one, is to really make sure you're asking those questions. So you can spend time together, but it can sometimes feel like wasted time, right? So you're excited. Okay, I finally got a date night. Now we're out at dinner and we eat dinner. And then we get back in the car and we're already home. And sometimes you just have that disappointment of like, I tried to get out of the house. I tried to have, quality time with my spouse. And I kind of feel disappointed because nothing was stirred up.
What if I'm
nothing,
asking you questions and you're not giving me anything?
I'm just silent, or I'm not into the questions.
Maybe both. Maybe you're silent, maybe not into the questions, into the day, one word answers. Not
Having it. So your spouse isn't having it, right?
Yeah.
I would try to, at least if they're not giving you anything, try to give them something. So even if they're not responding, maybe take over the conversation a little bit more and start talking about, whatever the question is you ask them, talk about your perspective on it. So it kind of engages them a little bit more in something deeper than they're used to.
Yeah. I would also say, make sure that, again, you've prayed, and so that you're filled with the Spirit of God, and that you don't allow your emotions to like respond.
Yeah.
Because it can be frustrating and can be very, very hurtful if you're making forth that effort and you didn't get in and respond.
Yeah.
I want to remind you of 1 Corinthians 13, how that love is patient and love is kind. It pays no attention to a suffered wrong. Like God's love, like we can't do it, but his love doesn't look for the response. Like if that was the case, like we all be dead, because we didn't respond the way we should with the Lord Jesus.
Amen.
So it was his grace and his love towards us that while we were still sinning, he died for us. And so while they're still sinning, while they're still being difficult, I'm still going to love you. So I would encourage you to maybe, instead of saying, I'm trying, you're not giving me anything, hey, sweetheart, I'm really trying to make an effort here.
Yeah.
And I might not be doing it the perfect way, but this is my attempt to try to know you a little bit better, try to connect with you on a deeper basis, and really, just come closer to you. Can you give me something here, or can you see that I'm trying to make some effort?
Right. Absolutely. And that actually leads to our number 3.
Okay.
For what we're explaining to how to make this time the best it can be, is to add in those words of affirmation. So again, if you're not getting anything from them, or even if you are, to really speak those intentions and say, I'm really glad we get, to spend some time together alone. Like you said, I'm trying to learn more about you. I also appreciate what you've been doing around the house.
I enjoyed this. I really appreciate it.
Right.
Thank you for the break tonight. It was good to get away. It was really cool to do this thing. I really enjoyed this. It wasn't my favorite, but I loved hanging out with you. I wasn't a big fan of the ballet, but, I got a chance to see them.
Right.
Some type of affirmation positively that lets your partner know, great, let's do more of this. It's great. having that one-on-one time or that one-on, the whole family time. I do want to say, I want to encourage, especially my guys who are listening, to come up and not just be like, well, what do you want to do?
Okay.
But have a plan. Because she's going to say, I don't know. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Maybe. Or maybe she may come with.
Or don't you have anything that you want to do? Or
so,
they might resort to something you do all the time. And sometimes it's fun to just switch it up, right? So you're creating shared memories. You're doing something together that's fun, that's different, that gets them out of their comfort zone a little bit. And, even if you don't love it, like you said, I'm not loving the ballet, but you're doing it together. And if you show them that, you say that makes a difference.
We had a example where we went to a museum this weekend.
Okay.
That's kind of random. We were walking down the street and we saw this random museum. You want to try it out? Sure, why not? And it was okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I enjoyed it. Did you?
I had fun.
Okay. It was okay. It was all right. It wasn't like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it wasn't like, mind blowing or anything.
I can't say I enjoy it. I can't say I want to go again. Okay. But
it was a one-time experience.
It was a one-time experience.
But I like to try new things, and we were together, right? So I enjoyed it, take pictures. And so for me, it was fun just to try something new.
And so I tried to put on my good face because I know that.
Were you really hating it?
I wasn't hating it,
but you're like, this isn't my thing.
This is awful.
Yeah. But you were trying. He was going to each exhibit and kind of focusing in. So it looked like you were trying.
Yeah. As soon as I walked in, I was like, this is not it. And the other thing I also don't like is Jennifer loves to take photos. She takes a lot of photos. You've gotten better, but oh my gosh.
But
she takes a lot of, I think when I say, I don't even know. Have you gotten better?
But I would say to that, in my defense, you're always like, I'm so glad you took those pictures.
Not always. But
we look back at memories.
So I know it means important to you. So when you were like, can we take a photo?
Yeah.
Instead of pouting, oh my gosh, I try to make
some effort.
Make some effort and turn that because it's like, I know it's important to her. So let me, even though I hate this, because it feels like the holiday photos or after the wedding photos, you're just like, oh my gosh.
I love it. So thanks for going along with it.
Yeah. So those are things you can do. Again, it's little small things that really, really go a long way. Really quickly though, let's pull something from the Relationship Vision Planner where, people can have a date night and then we give them some ideas. They've prayed it and now they can kind of, pursue it.
Yeah. So they'll plan the date night, right? So you've prayed, you plan a date night, and then you really go pursue your relationship by actually doing it. So each month in the Relationship Vision Planner, if you've heard this before, we have a monthly topic. Okay. And so we've come up with 2 or 3 ideas that you can try each month related to that topic. So it's not just going to be the normal, like go see a movie, go eat dinner, go grab ice cream. It's something like with a little bit of a twist on a date night that's related to what you are working on that month.
Or even if you do get ice cream, while you're eating your ice cream,
yes,
you can say,
let's talk about
this one is on selflessness. And so the first is we're going to do take a love language quiz. Okay, that is a different twist on the date night. So that's what you were saying?
Yes.
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes. So we give you little twists.
Well, that's a great example then.
Okay, great.
I did not know that.
So we have those.
This is really cool.
Yeah, it is.
I did not know this.
Well, we haven't gotten to this month, so we haven't suggested it, but
okay.
So it just gives you some fun ideas.
We give them an idea for their date night.
Correct.
I did not know that.
Yes, you did.
That is awesome.
Related to the topic that they're working on.
Wow, that is even more value.
Yes.
I learn about things every single day. That is really cool. So if you don't know things to do, the Relationship Vision Planner will give you an idea for your date night.
Yes.
And then we pull out, that's why it's called Date Night Ideas.
Yes. So these are date nights that are quality, right? That we're getting deeper into our relationship. We're learning more about each other. Right. We're getting more connected with these date nights instead of just going out to say we went out and spend time together. We talk a lot about making that time to do date nights, but we want to make them super quality.
Right.
And so we've already come up with lots of ideas for you for the whole year that actually get a little bit deeper into those.
So there's at least 12 date night ideas
Correct.
In here. But there's way more than that.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So that is amazing. And then on your date night, there's things you can put in there for your goals. There's also questions you can ask on your date night. Again, we've really literally done all the work for anyone looking to have a more connected and more godly, faith-filled, Christ-centered relationship. the Relationship Vision Planner is your answer. It is a great resource and tool to bring you closer together. So if that is something that sounds kind of cool to you, there's two things you can do. There's a free kind of version, which is a 1-month sample that lets you kind of get an idea of what it looks like from a 1-month perspective. It's undated, so you can start at any time. And then obviously you're going to love it. You want to take the next step and invest in the planner that's available to you. I'm going to put the links in the show notes beneath the video in the audio section, and go to oakhavencompany.com, and you'll be able to get your choice of the classic Oak Haven colors. We got 3 from you. We haven't even done that yet before. So there's 3 different covers you can pick from.
We have the pink, which is exclusive and not high in quality.
Limited edition.
Yes, limited edition for the pink.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of these, so a very limited, but you can get one. And there is the
classic gray
and I think it's classic linen, natural linen.
Yeah,
that's right.
Which is my favorite. A lot of texture, love that. But yes, this is something that will greatly change and affect your relationship for the better. Like Terrell said, it's not dated. You can start anytime. The other thing is, my husband probably isn't going to be on board with this. He's not going to want to sit down and write in a planner.
Right.
Well, you only need 1 planner per couple,
right,
and you can start using it by yourself. He doesn't have to sit down and read this, right? Like I could say, hey, babe, let's go on a date night this month. I'd love to try this idea I heard about.
Okay.
And it's where we take our love language quiz together, and then, or if we already know it, we base our date on each other's top love language. So yours is going to be acts of service. So I'm going to come up with a date night idea to really incorporate that. And then you can come up with a date night idea to incorporate my love language. So just putting that out there, he doesn't have to sit there and look at the planner, but you can still use it for your benefit.
And every guy that's seen this that I've given it to has held it in their hand. The feedback has been, this is awesome. I probably wouldn't have bought it on top of the shelf, but now that I see it, it's pretty cool. I'll use it.
Absolutely.
So that's some great feedback. And if it's still available out there, again, we said the first 10 people who buy their planners get the exclusive signature Oak Haven scent candle to increase the mood of your time together. So oakhavencompany.com, get your planner today. And if you got anything from this conversation about making quality time better time, give us a like and subscribe. We appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. And remember that wisdom builds the house.